Hey everyone, this is Mike, and yesterday evening Curse of the Dead Gods got its first major update in the sense that the Serpent Catacombs are now on the live server, well, live server so to speak. We already had access to the first kind of like short exploration for the Serpent Catacombs in the beta branch update, but now the whole Serpent Catacombs, the short, medium and long, as well as the hard mode exploration, are now also on the normal version of the game. So you get to play that with all of the stuff that you had already unlocked before on the normal early access of the game. Now, to celebrate this launch of their first major update, they're also giving a 20% discount on the game itself, so if you still have some friends that might be interested in the game, or you've been kind of waiting on updates before you buy into the early access or something like that, basically they're saying, look, we got a big update, 20% of the game if you're still kind of on the fence on whether or not you want to buy it. So, what is actually in this entire update then? Of course, we have those 4 new explorations available to us. We do not have any of the teamed runs yet like we do on the Jaguar Temple. If you remember, a couple of weeks back I made a video about it, where on the Jaguar Temple each different difficulty or like different exploration tier has 2 teamed runs with like cursed modifiers and that kind of stuff, like specific weapon types that you can only use, and now with the Serpent Temple we don't have those just yet, so I'm expecting those to come probably next update, maybe the update after that. But so far I'm just really happy with the pace that they're updating the game as well. It's only been about 3 months since the game came out. The content that is in the game has like literally doubled at this point, even more so because we have those teamed runs and some couple of other updates here and there that we've gotten as well. So really happy with the way that it's been going. Now for the Serpent Temple itself, we of course have 2 new champions, a completely new boss as well. I am showing some gameplay up until the second boss because for some reason yesterday when I did the first couple of runs I managed to beat the second boss quite easily, because he's got some really predictable patterns when it comes down to parrying his attacks, so he went down really fast. That kind of made me overconfident, so when I was trying to record gameplay for today, I actually couldn't beat the boss for some reason. But anyways, second boss is quite tough. Don't get tricked into thinking that his parries are too easy, because then you'll just get smacked like me, because some of his attacks are quite tough to parry and they'll do a lot of damage, so beware of that guy. When it comes down to mechanics, I think they did a pretty decent job as well. When it comes down to the first boss, they did change some of the sounds as well, because one of my major complaints with the first boss back on the beta branch was that he made so much noise compared to the normal dungeon, and now they've changed some sound effects. I believe like whenever he shoots skulls at you, that's also a new sound effect now. So basically a much better experience. The mechanics of the boss are still the same, but I thought they were already quite alright. For the second boss, it kind of works the same as the second champion from the Jaguar Temple, where it has 2 different forms, but rather than just literally being 2 different bosses like they are in the Jaguar Temple, it is one boss that goes from a normal state into a frenzied state, where he will also apply poison as well as be a lot quicker with his attacks. And then last but not least, we of course have the new boss of the dungeon itself, which I'm gonna say nothing about because I'd like for you to just figure out all of the stuff about him yourself. When it comes down to the 3 different floors as well, there are some different atmospheres. So when you have the top floors, that's more like a cave-like system that you have, but very dark. Then the second layer, which is what you're mainly going to be seeing gameplay of in the background, you have a little bit more openness, so it feels like you're going down into a more open space towards the bottom. And then the final floors do look quite cool. Again, not going to show anything of that, because it was quite a surprise to see what they looked like. Definitely was not expecting them to be so clean, so to speak. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So 3 new tiers of like their own atmospheres, 2 new champions, 1 new epic boss, and then of course we also have hard mode. If you do manage to beat everything, you get access to hard mode. But other than that, we also have a couple of balancing changes, and there's actually a couple of really cool ones here. So first of all, input buffer has been reduced, so basically makes the gameplay a little bit smoother, should be good. But the main important ones to me are going to be the parry as well as the haven rooms. Now, when it comes down to parrying, it can be kind of tough because it's only a 10 frame window. But now they basically increased it by 2, making them 12 frames. When it comes down to parrying with shields, you go from 12 to 14 because shields had a higher parry window. This basically is just going to make it so that parrying is a little bit easier now. I think this is a good thing because sometimes I felt like I should have been parrying attacks, whereas I didn't, and it kind of felt like I did have the timing right. So this should make it a little bit more fair, so to speak, that it does feel like your parries are getting rewarded. When it comes down to Haven rooms, these are the healing rooms that you can find throughout the dungeon during medium explorations, and it's very important to stress this, only during medium explorations. There are going to be some additional Haven rooms during the second part of the exploration. They've basically made this so that the medium exploration should be a little bit easier to complete with just normal healing sources, to basically get to that third tier and be able to do the full exploration yourself. When it comes down to short and full exploration, the Haven rooms are still the same. I do believe that in a previous update they already added extra rooms in there as well, so it should basically be a little bit easier for the medium exploration, and then when it comes down to the long one, you already had the extra amount that they put in a previous patch. They also unlocked the bestiary as well as some global stats. Those were things I hadn't seen before yet, unless I missed that update, because they did update the game a couple of weeks ago as well. I think like 2 weeks ago or something. They added a small update into the game as well, where they basically added some new stuff too. So basically, Curse of the Dead Gods, I am very happy that I bought into this early access. So far, I definitely have not been disappointed at the launch. They gave us the whole Jaguar Temple with a couple of extra new things coming a few weeks after it, like those teamed runs, and then of course like extra curse updates that we got as well. And then now with the Serpent Catacombs, we have a completely new dungeon, or temple I guess you could say, to go and explore with their own new champions, new enemy types, new traps. There's actually a lot of fun traps in this one. They are, in my opinion, a little bit easier to work around with, to try to like knock enemies into them, which is something that you'll probably see me do quite a few times in the gameplay as well. But yeah, new enemy types, new traps, completely new environment, new bosses, new big boss towards the end as well. New curses. There's actually some really funny curses as well. Like one of them makes it so that you can't see any of your other curses, so you kind of have to guess and know which curses that you already have, or then of course try to get rid of the question mark one so that you can see what else you're working with. So yeah, pretty much very interesting stuff, so to speak, and I'm definitely looking forward to what the rest is going to bring for this game. So far, really impressed with what they've already done on this short time span of 3 months that the game has been in early access, and I can definitely even see this game releasing towards the end of this year if they keep up with the pace that they are going at this point. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank my patrons for supporting me. I'll show a little bit more of the gameplay. I'll let it roll out so that you can enjoy that as well. But that's gonna be it for me. I'll see you in the next one.